Hello, this is Willis with Triple Falls Productions. We're here with another cast episode, and today our guests are Andrew Slocum and Jack Fritz. So these are two fellas who are getting involved in the skate community here and trying to help raise awareness and start get a free skate park for Mankato. And you two have been long involved in the skate scene here.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that and introduce yourselves?
So I'm Andrew. I'm 20 years old. I've been skating for the better part of 12 years now. Started skating here in Mankato when I was 8 years old. I got my first skateboard for my birthday, and I've been hooked ever since. I've never quit.
Nice.
And it's taught me a lot of different life lessons. It's more than just a sport. It's like a therapy for me and for many other people around the world. And
those extreme sports really become like a lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely. It really is a lifestyle.
The way of engaging with the world, kind of.
Mm-hmm. And like when I'm riding my skateboard, I don't have a care in the world at all. I'm just having some fun. But at the same time, it teaches me a lot about life. It teaches me perseverance. Teaches me that like you're gonna fall a lot, right?
Yeah.
But it's up to you whether you're gonna get up and try again until you do it, until you succeed.
For sure.
So you can take that into real life, like whatever you want to do, just keep trying until you succeed. Like it's kind of cliche, but like if at first you don't succeed, try again. Like
Definitely.
That's
For sure.
something that skateboarding's taught me all about, and it's really instilled those values in me, and I think it's something that everyone should be able to enjoy. And I think that Mankato really, really needs like a public place for people to go do that, because it's just a great outlet. It's a great way for kids to get outside, and especially in times like today, it's honestly a sport that kind of promotes social distancing. You're not like you're not in contact with other people when you're skateboarding. It's just you and your skateboard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jack.
Yeah, my name's Jack Fritz. I'm 19 years old. I've been skating for a long time. Probably I was 6 years old, something like that. I've been pretty involved in Mankato's skate scene and even our ski and snowboard scene. I've been working at Mankato for 5-6 years now. I've kind of revived the whole public skate park idea. There have been people, including Andrew and some others in the past, that have tried to get this going again. And I, this summer, started skating up in the cities, and we would be driving there multiple times a week to go skateboard. And it just kind of got questions rolling in my head of why Mankato doesn't have a skate park. So I started posting things on Facebook and reaching out to some organizations, and now we're sitting here, and I'm just still kind of trying to spread the word with some people that I've met along the way. So it's a cool thing. I really hope that the ball keeps rolling with this. It's definitely died off in the past with other people who have tried to attempt it. So just looking to get the word out there and spread the word and let the people of Mankato know that it's cool.
Definitely.
So that's me, and that's what I do a little bit. But
Cool. Well, we met, Andrew and I just it was probably because of the pandemic. You were out skating in the street, and I just wandered by and decided to join for a bit, learn how to ollie.
Right.
Thanks for the pointers, by the way.
Yeah, no, for sure. Anytime.
great sense of community skateboarding is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well,
I will teach anyone anything they want to learn on a skateboard, assuming I know how to do it. But
that's what it's all about, right? It's
Absolutely.
about just challenging yourself, challenging others, growing, getting better.
exactly.
There's a cool part of that scene, especially with most extreme sports, really.
Right. It's not just skateboarding. You can BMX bike, you can scooter, you can rollerblade.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just focusing on skateboarding because that's what I enjoy. But like, a skate park is for everybody. It's not just for skateboarders.
Yeah. So, you were involved with Chesley too before it burned down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell us a little bit about I guess, before it burned down, when it burned down, and then like after, kind of the story there?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, I started skating when I was 8 years old. Probably didn't start going to Chesley until I was like 9.5, 10-ish. Like I went a couple of times, but I didn't start going like every single day until that age. And back then, I'll just kind of give you a rundown of what the skate park was like. So back then, you'd walk in, and they had the indoor shed, and they had like an outdoor park. They had art all over the walls. They had speakers throughout playing music. They had everyone who worked there was a skateboarder and knew about skateboarding and loved skateboarding. And there was, every single day, I'd say there was about 10 to 15 of us kids just skating together. We would all go there right after school, and we would all stay there until it closed at 9 o'clock every single day. And then on the weekends, we'd go there at 11 in the morning and then stay until 9 o'clock. And then, so we would rebuild the ramps every spring. And in 2014, we rebuilt them in the winter. But so we finished the whole rebuild, and then something happened that we still like don't know what the cause of the fire was. We never got like an official answer to that. But our skate park burnt down. Like we lost everything. Like, we couldn't get anything back at all. And then there was a 2.5-year period where we did not have a skate park here in Mankato. And that really did some damage to our skate scene. Because not, like, in the winter, obviously, you can't skate outside. Not everyone wanted to wait until summer to go skate again, so they just kind of gave it up. So we lost a huge chunk of our skate scene, a huge chunk of our community with that fire. Not just the skate park. We didn't lose just the skate park with that fire. We lost our community. And so in 2016, we got that park rebuilt, but that damage has like already kind of been done. The new skate park absolutely did a great job at bringing people back in. I'm not trying to bash them by any way, shape, or form, but it just has not been the same. We've never had the same environment that we used to have. There's no art in the new skate park. There's nothing wrong with that. But it just makes, like, that's just one example that makes.
It's all a part of the experience.
Right. That's just one example that, like, I think makes a big difference. Like, the art on the walls at the old park was awesome. Like, they had huge murals, like, and they were all painted by local artists.
Yeah.
So, like, there's, like, 4 or 5 different murals from different artists all around the old skate park. And that's just, like, one piece of it that I believe we lost, as well as like the community that I was just speaking about. So I think that if we were to get a public area to skate, I think we should, like, Mankato's a huge art city. We have that art walk on Riverfront and like all over the town. I think it would be really cool to get like a skate park with like art incorporated into it. Like, for example, in North Minneapolis, there's this juxtaposition art plaza, and it's a skate park, but it's all art. It's like skatable art. Yeah. So there's like paintings on the wall and like just like different little like sculpture features. It's really cool. And I think Mankato could do something just like that. And that's like one aspect that'll bring art back into the skateboarding community, something I think we've been missing here in Mankato for a long time.
Well, there's an interesting connection with that too, where joining the two might make skating more of a spectator sport, especially in a public space. You could have people really like hanging out, kind of enjoying the art and like watching people skate.
Yeah, I met this photographer up in the cities he's an older guy, and he's been taking pictures. Like, he doesn't skate himself, but he's been taking pictures of skateboarders for the better part of 20 years, and he loves it. Like, he just loves the community. He loves meeting new kids, talking to people, and just, like, taking pictures of them doing what they love.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, it's fun to watch people skateboard.
Absolutely.
It's really fun to watch people cruise around, go fast, and, do stunts. It's really fun to watch, especially when you have a public skate park and you get these people that want to come to your town and see what your skate park has to offer. I mean,
Yeah.
me and Andrew have been to all sorts of different parks all along, north of here, and it's just cool to see, like, there's, these really good guys that always go here and you watch them, and then you go here and you watch these guys, and it's just really cool to see that. And like he was saying, the skate community in Mankato is definitely dying down, but we have, who are my close friends, including Andrew, there are really good skateboarders in this town, and I see people walking down, Riverfront every day, and if there was a skate park right there, there would be people checking it out. I mean, I think it'd be a great sense of community, and again, just for people to see what's going on, something new, something fresh that's going on. And like he said, if you added a bunch of art stuff, that brings even more people in, and
Right.
that's
It just
what it's
makes
all
it
about.
very like aesthetically pleasing,
Yeah.
along with like just a great sense of community. It'll bring people together.
Exactly, and that's the main goal, is to get a skate park that gets kids outside to skateboard, and brings families there some evening to go teach their kid how to bike or skateboard, or that's one of the main things we're really trying to push on people, is that we're not just trying to bring a bunch of skateboarders into this. Like, we want it to be for everybody. And what I will say, what is definitely kind of a bummer is when you tell most adults about the skateboard community, they think rather negatively on the whole, like,
We got a bad rep in the 80s.
Yeah,
Skateboarders in
exactly.
general got a really bad rep.
Exactly.
In the 80s.
And times have changed so much, and that's one thing that definitely bugs me a little bit. Just the fact that you talk to adults and they think that skateboarders are these hoodlums who are just set out to do bad things, but it's just not true.
It's not the case.
This day and age, there are more 8-year-olds skateboarding at skate parks than there are
4-year-olds.
like, there's young
there's
kids that are-
starting to skate as soon as they learn how to walk.
Exactly. So that's something that I see that Mankato has, and that would benefit greatly from a public skate park. But yeah,
Right now, you're basically, you have two options, right? You're leaving to go skate somewhere else, or you're skating the streets here, and
Exactly.
that's almost, to me, seems like what they want to not happen. I mean, you walk
Exactly.
around and you see skate stoppers,
Exactly.
or other things that are designed to protect those. But so far as I see it, if there was a park, people would use the park more often,
and they'd stay off the
Absolutely.
street. That's a very good point.
It
And
will get kids off the street without a doubt.
there's so many positive aspects to doing it, and like I've said before, Mankato has so much potential to make it happen, and it's just a matter of getting a following and letting the city know that it's cool and that it's very possible and that it can happen. And once people are on board with that, the city reacts and they see, like, okay, what do we have to do? What's the next step we can take to get this going?
Right. I feel like once people start to realize that it will do much more good than it will do any harm.
Exactly.
I think that'll
Do
be
you
once we start.
do you feel that people, you said you were driving to the cities multiple times a week. Do you feel that people from other communities that have skate parks would also be driving here multiple times a week, or it would be a tourism ad?
If we build the right park, absolutely.
I mean, skateboarders, skate parks are awesome, and there's a lot of them north of us, but skateboarders love to check out new things. I mean, the only
I
reason
just went to St. Cloud to check out their new park.
Exactly.
They built like a $1.5 million skate plaza in St. Cloud.
and it's, and the question always comes up, well, Mankato has a skate park, and why don't we ever see people coming down here? And it's because skateboarders don't want to pay to do something they love to do when they can do it for free at other places. So,
And like I said, not everyone wants to skate indoors all year.
and that too.
Yep.
Well, with the paid skate park too, I mean, the paid skate park gets better when there's a free one, because
It does.
you've got people who can do the thing regularly when you got 20 minutes, but then
Right.
you really want to go hit the bigger park with the bigger features.
Exactly.
pay
And when
for
winter
that.
time, when the winter rolls around, obviously you're not going to be skating an outdoor concrete skate park.
Yeah.
So where are we gonna go?
You're gonna go
Straight to Chesley.
You're gonna go try Chesley out. You're
Yeah.
gonna get that Y membership so you can skate at a discounted rate. You're gonna work with that park more because now you have a reason to want to skate in the winter. So there's just a lot of good things that can happen with it. And where we're kind of at right now is how do we get the right people in on it with us to help us push this movement forward. It's really, being a 19-year-old guy in this town, it's very hard to get people to throw large sums of money at a project like this. And that's kind of where we are at, just trying to see who wants to help with what and who's able to do such things. So that's kind of where we are right now. I will say it is moving forward and we're getting places. But there's
So what are the next immediate steps right now that are being both taken and then going forward?
So I've reached out to a couple of organizations, one of them being City of Skate and another being the Tony Hawk Foundation, which is also known as the Skatepark Project, I believe. And City of Skate they've been helping build public skate parks in Mankato, or not in Mankato, I wish, just around Minnesota for some time now. And I actually called one of their just one of the people that works through the organization, and he was telling me about a new bill that's working its way through the government and whatnot, that actually will provide grant money to help build skate parks.
They're gonna match whatever
in Minnesota, right?
Yeah. So a community raises X amount of money. When this bill passes, the state will match that amount of money. So like whatever they raise, they get that times 2 for their skate park.
So that's one thing that we're
seems
really trying to
useful.
push for. And with that, it helps us too with the fact that we may not have to raise this much, but we can raise a little less and still get to the point where
Get
we
to
need
the
to be,
goal.
which
Like-
that's a hopefully, depending on what happens this November, we'll see if that bill does get passed or whatever. But that's one thing that is really big and that could mean a lot to this whole idea. But other than that, we would love to have it be privately funded, because when you get a privately funded skate park, or anything for that matter, it's a lot easier to make it look how you want it to look, and you're not relying on the city to be kind of nagging you about certain things like uptake or upkeep and
Right.
things like that, which is cool. And there is a lot of people in Mankato that I feel like would be in support of funding something like this, and in that they can maybe put their name on it and help their business out or whatever it may be. So
Right.
trying to approach it with that sense, and that it's a group effort, and that
Yeah.
we just need a lot of people to help us out.
And
So,
if we do get it privately funded, as Jack's saying, the taxpayers won't be paying much, if anything.
very true.
And that's one big issue that people will have. It's like, oh, I don't want to have to pay for this. I don't want my taxes to go to that or whatnot. But if we get it privately funded, that won't be an issue.
Exactly.
And skate parks are, once it's built, it's extremely low maintenance. You hardly have to do anything to keep it maintained.
What beyond the concept of just a skate park, how do you envision the thing? I mean, certainly as a skater, you have some kind of fantasy for what your skate park will look like.
I would love to see some concrete features, like really smooth concrete. Because here, like even at Chesley, like everything's made out of plywood and birch and like skate light. And don't get me wrong, that stuff is great, but concrete is definitely the best thing to skate on.
With concrete, you can make features that roll and wave, and you can. There's so much,
And you can blend it
possibility.
into the ground with like traditional like wood ramps. You're building it above the ground, and there's lots of room for error. Like your metal can get warped or rusted or some skate parks, they have ramps on a sheet of asphalt for so long that the asphalt starts to like stick up a little bit, like over the ramp, and then that can be a problem. Say you're going down the ramp and your wheel hits the asphalt, you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
concrete's definitely the way to go. I mean, it's been a big thing to be riding. You know, like skateboarding started out with people would go into empty pools and they would skate empty pool bowls, and that's what's created the whole. They call them bowls. They're literally
It's a swimming pool.
it's a
without
swimming
the water.
pool, and people have added crazy stuff to those these days, and that's kind of what I envision in our park is
It'd be awesome to have
a
one.
big bowl that has these wavy features. I mean, just the skate park alone is an art piece when you think about it. I mean, people are blown away by the way some of these parks turn out to be, and there's a lot of people.
St. Cloud's new park is beautiful.
And
And they haven't even done the landscaping around it yet. Just like the way they have like different colors of concrete, and it's just like I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but it just looks really, really good. And it'll look even better once they do all the landscaping around it. That's going to be opening in 10 days, I believe.
Yeah, and if anyone watching or listening into this is interested in what they look like feel like Google all sorts of pictures, and the cities that these skate parks are built in are good about posting all sorts of pictures and videos and tours through them, and
And a lot of these skate parks are in like areas that are used as like community centers. So it's
Exactly.
not just the skate park. Say like Maple Grove, their skate park is right by this little like pond / lake that they have, and they have walking trails around it. And then it shares a parking lot with the whole community center with like ice rinks and like game rooms and everything. So we could incorporate that into something bigger. Like I think we can incorporate a skate park into like a bigger community center, and that
Right.
would be even better for Mankato.
and with Mankato having our Red Jacket Trail, I mean, it would be cool to somehow tie that into. There's a lot of ideas that are
Yeah.
floating around, and that's kind of the stage we're at. It's just kind of dreaming a little bit because we don't really know for sure what it could end up looking like, but there's a lot of potential in Mankato with our bike trails, and we do have so many community centers, even in North Mankato. Like North Mankato is not out of the picture by any means. We'd love to see what we can do up there. I've talked to a few people briefly about North Mankato, and Spring Lake Park has been kind of thrown around a little bit. Wheeler Park, incorporating it in with a place that's already rather family oriented and has that scene already. So that's been floating around as far as location goes, but yeah, incorporating it with that sense of our town is ideal, is what we'd like to do.
It does match Mankato's advertising. I don't remember what the city's actual.
Leading the way, is it?
I think it's Go Play or something.
Oh,
you seen
yes,
that?
yes,
Yep.
I have.
And it is a lot of like outdoor sports pushing kind of stuff. I mean, for their tourism board, which I honestly don't know that much about. But you're doing a little bit of fundraising already, right?
We are, just briefly through Facebook. So I have a friend, Daniel Lee, who has been contacting me and showing a lot of interest in getting this going, and he's helping me. We're trying to work on setting up and making this into a nonprofit so we can kind of make this legitimate, and when we start working on getting funds and whatnot, that it can go into a place where it's safe and legitimate and not just a Facebook fundraiser. But I've been working with him a lot, and he's helping me out a bunch with spreading the word and trying to work on getting some private funders, which is great. But yeah, that's another thing, that really needs to happen, is the whole legal side of things. You have to worry about liability, and you have to worry about a lot of things that go into it to make it work. Because if you build it and you didn't do this right, well, then that can put these people at risk and blah, blah, blah. So
Right.
I'm
And I just wanna
learning a lot about it, to be honest.
And I just want to say this. A lot of people, like a question I've seen a lot, or just a concern that I've seen a lot is, oh, skateboarding is so dangerous. You can get hurt.
Right.
And you're not wrong. Yes, you can get hurt. It comes with it. Like, you got to pay to play. That's just how it is with skateboarding sometimes. But it's not any more dangerous than basketball or baseball or
Right.
tennis. Basketball and baseball and tennis are actually statistically more dangerous than skateboarding.
Really?
Really. Basketball per 1,000 players, the injury rate is like 23 something. For skateboarding, it's like 9. Yep.
A lot of like torn ACLs and stuff. I'm
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
That's
So
interesting.
like statistically, basketball is twice as dangerous as skateboarding.
Yeah.
And kind of going
And
off
that's
of
like
that.
basketball is typically regarded as a very safe sport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going off of that too, one thing that, as we've been kind of looking into locations and whatnot with this whole thing, we've noticed that Mankato and North Mankato, but more so Mankato, has so many tennis courts. And they're always empty, it seems like, always. So, you look at things like that and you wonder, maybe a tennis court can be replaced with something that we're thinking about or
Right.
something like
even
that. And
Wasika has skate ramps on an old tennis court. Like we could do something as simple as that.
Right.
That would be great for
just
our community.
Yeah.
giving something, anything. At this point, we just want it to happen. Whether it's
Right.
a huge, beautiful concrete skate park or
Just
if it
like
starts out with a little
DIY that we build ourselves.
Exactly.
Like we would just need a permit from the city to be able to do so.
How does that situation work? It's so previously we were talking about getting privately funded and then moving it over to the city. Would that be like a donation to the city, or would the money just how does that work, going from private to public access?
So it basically works through the private funders. The private funders are on board to make it open to the public, and you're basically when you go through private funders versus the city, you're dodging the more governmental side of things. You're not working with that whole side of it, having to see. I honestly I'm learning about it still, so I really don't have the best answer for you. But when you have private funds, they're able to do it. We'd be working as a team. The private funders would be on our team, and we would be working with them to make what we want and what the people want. Whereas the city is going to have a lot more input on, well, it needs to be like this, and we can't go too big, and blah blah blah. So
it's a charity function.
Exactly.
basically.
Exactly.
Like they're not building it. Chesley would be a privately owned for-profit skate park.
Exactly. This is for zero profit. It's for the people, 100%.
Okay.
And that's one thing I want a lot of people to understand, is that it's not
No one's
something
going to be making any money off of this.
Yeah, this is something. It is a donation. It's for the community. It's no different than that large silo art project.
Yeah.
It's for the community.
Well, I would like to take your side for just 1 second and say
Yeah.
that they will be making money off of it. Certainly, the city will make money because, you're talking about people coming, and previously you were saying
yeah.
that, you were
And
eating
that's
out when
great.
you go. Yeah,
That's great.
It will bring people to town. So,
But as far as the actual skate park goes, I cannot see people having to come to the skate park and pay a $10 yearly fee to maintain it. Like it should be built to the point where it doesn't need to be maintained every day, and people can. It's no different than a children's playground. It really isn't. It's just there, and you walk to it when you want to use it.
yeah.
So that's kind of the angle we're taking on it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that stuff really matters, giving people the resources to explore, because to further my previous thought, like I think even a skate park could add value to, say, like the tennis courts, giving alternatives and getting people outside. And then you're like,
Exactly.
Right.
I'll just play tennis today, actually.
Like, say a parent wants to go play tennis. And
Yeah.
They can be like, oh, there's the skate park right there.
That's
if you
good-
don't want to sit and watch me play tennis, you can go to the skate park, ride your bike, ride
Exactly.
your scooter, ride your skateboard, just do whatever. And I'm sure a lot of parents will enjoy that.
Oh, definitely. Getting kids off the iPad and
Oh,
into
absolutely.
exactly, exactly, and just
And like another thing about skateboarding that's so great is there's no rules, there's no regulations, there's no coaches, there's no teams. It's your own individual sport. You can do whatever you want to do on a skateboard.
That is cool.
Like nobody can tell you, oh, this is the right way to do it, or you should do this. You just do your own thing. And that's one of the reasons that I love skateboarding so much. It makes me feel free. Like,
For
I was
sure.
at Chesley the other day, and I noticed two things. First was the lack of art. That'd be cool. They could probably mural the walls or
Right.
something.
It's just some white walls. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't have a very skate parky atmosphere. If you go to Third Layer in Minneapolis, it's like one of the 2 indoor parks up there. There's art everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And there's plenty of awesome artists around here who could do
Absolutely.
cool
Gosh,
stuff.
yeah.
Didn't they?
It happened at the old park. It can happen at the new one too.
Yeah.
When we were there, when we did Starving Artist 2 years ago, Semino like did the outside of that bowl.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, is that still there? Or did they rebuild it to the point where that gets
I
covered up?
don't know
every
if
year?
that is still
Yeah,
there.
I don't know, honestly. I haven't been there in over a year.
Oh well, yeah. There was we were involved with Twin Rivers for an event there, and there was it was mostly like that white, but they were painting the outside of that bowl a little bit. But I don't remember if that was permanent or not, or what
Yeah,
it
I don't
was.
know.
I kind of want to look at it now.
I'll probably be headed back there soon, so we'll see. I'll report back. And then, well, the other thing was tournaments. Like, do they do skate competitions around here?
We used to, like at the old Chesley, we would have this Midwest Showdown, which was like every year. They would have like just a little contest at Chesley, and they'd have like either age divisions, like they would go by age, or just like beginner, intermediate, expert, and like people from Wisconsin have came for our contest, people from the Dakotas, Iowa. Like it definitely draws people in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely used to do that. We haven't done a contest here since probably like 2017. It's been a long time.
Well, if we end up getting a public skate park, Triple Falls will host a contest and
Please do.
Bring speakers
the
and
best trick
bands and-
contest or something.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Exactly.
I'm totally down. Motivated to make that happen.
That's a great idea.
Well, should we begin to wrap things up? Tell people where they can stay engaged and try to make this happen.
For sure. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, Jack Fritz. I've been posting a lot of like petition things. We've got a little donation thing going on that's going to help us maybe start to work on getting drawings created for this and whatnot. Tune in to, if you are into it and want to get things happening, go on to the skateparkproject.com or .org.
Or cityofskate.org.
Or City of Skate, and just reach out to them. Tell them that you want it to happen. Tell them that you love skateboarding, and they respond to stuff like that. But we're working on getting, like I said, turning this into a nonprofit type thing, and we're going to be working on getting a account for it. So it'll like updates will be posted to there hopefully. But yeah, follow me on Facebook. Yeah, just keep spreading the word. I guess that's the big thing for me. But
if you see this, share this.
exactly.
Right on. Yeah, that matters.
It's
Because right
huge.
now the idea is that raise awareness.
Right, that's where we're at. We
And
just
then-
want people to know about it.
Then next steps will happen.
And I'm sure you'll post links to the
We will.
petition and the fundraiser, like on your videos and stuff. Like
Yeah, we can link stuff and link to both of you too. So
perfect.
Cool, awesome.
anything else, Jacob?
I got nothing, but thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks
thank
so
you
much.
for having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate
awesome.
that
great to chat.
for sure.
All right.
Cool.